So yeah, this has been Shady did a good job on third down. I know he's had one catch he'd like to have back that he dropped, but I thought our backs played really, really well, other than the handoff fumble.
And with Tom, I mean, I know this is, would really be like preseason game 2, although it's a regular season. But as him and Byron start, mixing it up and kind of collaborating, are you moving faster towards Tom's offense? I mean, it still doesn't seem like he's completely comfortable, right?
It's going to take time, It's both. It's our offense. It's just letting him have his say, like we always do with all our quarterbacks, and build a game plan to the best way to beat the defense, and then put every guy who's in position to be successful.
Thanks.
Okay, next is going to be Greg Allman.
Hey, Bruce, I wanted to ask you about the fake punt there in the second quarter and just the awareness you guys had. It looked like you kept your defense on the field, and I'm sure that helps in terms of having everybody in the right position to make a play and make a stop there.
Yeah, it was punt safe, and we go over that every week. And it was a time in the game you thought there probably would be a fake because we were up, and Jordan did a great job of stuffing that thing, and our 2 interior guys did a great job also.
Thanks, Bruce.
All right, next is going to be Ed and Cena.
Hi, Bruce. I know you mentioned this after the game, but after looking at the film, you mentioned about the interior guys in the line, how much pressure and push they got, on the quarterback, guys like Sue, Golston, Vita. What is going into all that? I know you mentioned, maybe there's a little bit more attention on the guys on the outside, but I mean, how well are they playing, and how do you kind of explain what they're doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of attention on JPP and Shaq, but those inside guys have been disruptive in both ball games, and tackles for losses, pressure on the quarterback. We had 2 or 3 sacks by those guys this week. So, Sue had a heck of a ball game. Great hustle plays, chasing down screens 15, 20 yards away. So, yeah, they're playing at a high level right now.
I wanted to ask you about the flea flicker. I think that was kind of no one really mentioned that after the game. What made it the right time for that? And how many trick plays kind of like that do you have in the game plan sometimes?
We usually have 4 or 5, but their safeties were very, very aggressive, and it was one of those situations like to have been able to grab a hold of that ball a little bit better, because that was an easy touchdown. But Tom got it down there, and Justin made a nice play on it. It was a good big chunk for us. So we hope to get 1 or 2 of those a ball game.
Thank you.
All right, next is going to be Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Bruce, given Rob Gronkowski's pedigree and accomplishments in this league, and understanding that he's had a year off, so there might be some rust, are you surprised by the lack of production in the passing game from Gronk so far? Not really.
I mean, he got a nice pass interference call for us. We missed him on the over route, but it's not like we're not throwing the ball 50 times to the tight ends. So that's what we got receivers for. That's where our offense is built. Gronk's playing pretty solid, great run blocking in the fourth quarter. So I'm not concerned with his pass catches or his targets.
Thanks so much, Bruce.
All right, next is going to be Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach, along those lines, Gronk's run 33 routes and he's had like 4 targets. A guy with his level and history of production, maybe you would think that he would be getting more. What are teams doing to take him out of plays? I mean, I know that there was that interception there on the pass that was intended for him yesterday.
I don't think they're paying that much attention to him. I'm sure Tom has the ball. He decides where it's going. So he's reading the defenses and he's taking whatever they're giving it. So we don't force passes to anybody.
And as far as Fournette goes, aside from that 46-yard touchdown run that he was averaging over 5 yards a pop. Would there be any situation or circumstance where you would, consider moving him into that starting role?
Not right now. I think everybody's role is good right now, and so there's no need for that. He still doesn't know enough of this offense yet to be the starter.
Thank you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next is going to be James Palmer.
Bruce, after you guys watched the tape, were there as many drops as you thought there were after the game? And how was Tom's ball placement with that being said?
Oh, gosh, we dropped about 125 yards worth, about 7 drops, 2 touchdowns, maybe 3 touchdowns, really. And, you put the ball right there and we don't catch it. I don't think I've ever seen Scotty drop that ball. I know LaShawn's going to catch it 9 out of 10. And the wind did get Cyril a little bit. That ball moved a little bit, but hit him in the head. But the guy's got great hands, and that's an easy touchdown. That should have been 3 touchdowns. Tom should have had a 400-yard day if we just catch it.
What do you tell your pass catchers other than, I know you kind of mentioned relaxing, I think, a little bit after the game. What do you say to them this week to make sure that's not an issue moving forward?
Don't drop the damn ball or you won't get another one. It's easy. He ain't going to throw it to you.
Thanks, Bruce.
All right, next is going to be Ira Kaufman.
Bruce, you watched the film, you saw Devin White miss a tackle or two, just like anybody else, but you also ended up with 15 stops, Bruce, 11 of them a solo. The kid is getting better every week. What are your expectations for Devin White?
Yeah, he should have had 20. He had a lot of pass coverage in that fourth quarter. He got a little gassed, but he played a heck of a ball game, and that's what we expect out of him every single time. He's going to be a double-digit tackler every game, and he's the leader. He's calling it. He's checking it. But he had to run the deep middle too many times. They got gassed a little bit in that fourth quarter.
He's also being more effective, Bruce, on the inside blitz.
Oh, he's a load coming up the middle. I promise you.
Okay, next is going to be Greg Allman.
Bruce, you had mentioned the handoff that was lost there early, and it's one of those where I think it's always credited to the quarterback when the running back doesn't have possession. When you look at things in that handoff, is there blame to be assigned? Is there someone who was wrong in that?
Rojo is patience. It's a draw play. Don't beat him. He saw a big old hole. He took off before Tom was ready to hand it, and his elbow was down. So it's just all patience, and it's all on Ronald.
Thank you.
Okay, next is going to be Tom Krasnicki.
Hi, Bruce. You just talked about all the drop passes. My question is, how much did you guys miss Chris Godwin, if you have an update on his condition?
Yeah, Chris passed the protocol. He's ready to go. And, one thing we know how shorthanded he is. He's not going to drop too many, if any. So, we look forward to having him back this week.
So he's good to go for the Denver game?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, next is going to be Mark Cook.
Coach, it looked like Nacho was in the game quite a bit yesterday. Was he rotating with Vita? And was that because the Panthers were behind and maybe Nacho gives you a little bit better pass rush from that position?
No, just they rotate. They both had about 36, 37 plays apiece. And Nacho had a heck of a camp. Vito's had a heck of a camp. Sue wasn't coming out because he was having too good of a game, so he wasn't coming out. So no, that's a good rotation in there right now.
And also with Donovan Smith, I know you talked about yesterday that he was improved. Did he take the criticism personally? And were you pleased after looking at the game film that maybe it was even better than you initially thought? And is that consistency that bad game against the Saints, good game against the Panthers that he needs to work out?
Yeah, I think Donnie played, he hurt his knee and he kept on going. I thought he had a heck of a ball game. It was really solid. Run game was outstanding. I don't think he gave up any hits. So, yeah, just continue to get consistently good because he has all that talent. And Donovan works it really, really hard.
Thank you.
All right, our last two are going to come from Andrew Cassie and Rick Stroud.
Hey, Bruce, I also wanted to ask about the drop passes. I mean, obviously it's a concern right now, but whenever you talk about, building trust and building chemistry with Brady and the targets, how much are some of those drops to be expected? But does it all throw off the trust building and the chemistry building?
They're never expected and they're never accepted. You're a professional football player. If you play receiver, you're supposed to catch the damn ball. Tom's it's like any quarterback. You drop a couple more, you ain't getting it anymore. He ain't gonna throw it to you. So same thing in practice. If you drop the ball in practice, it's probably not coming to you on Sunday. So it's not something you overreact to, but luckily we won the ball game, but we left a lot of offense out there.
All right, our last one comes from Rick Stroud.
Bruce, along those lines, I know Tyler Johnson missed a whole lot of camp, right? And he didn't have an off season to speak of. How is he physically, and is he a guy that you could get in the mix here sooner than later if you have injury?
Yeah, he's getting better and better. You know, he's been on the scout team for a while now, and he's healthy, getting in shape. Taking a while to get him in shape, but you know, it'll depend strictly on how these other guys play. You know, Justin Watson had such a great camp. Scotty's had a great camp, so it's really missing that much time. It's going to be hard for him to break in there, but we have a lot of confidence. He flashes, and we know what we got in him. That's for sure.
Thanks.
All right, that's all for today. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.